The sun is shining. The NHL world has gathered in Edmonton, and the big dogs for the Edmonton Oilers should be out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation's Pregaming with BORDZY. It's a special edition of Pregaming today, as it is the Heritage Classic, the day Oilers fans or hockey fans, Alberta fans, have been looking forward for quite some time. We are live from the Sports Closet studio, where I see the first YouTube comment of the day was from Jacob, and he said, hype, let's go Oilers, 7-2 win. I love your optimism. I don't know if it's going to be that. We'll get into some betting talks later, maybe the over. Who knows? We'll get into that in just a bit. I see a couple people in here. Came early for the snacks. Let's go Oilers. Rylan, I like this comment. Season gets turned around tonight. You're damn right it does. I tell you, it feels like Christmas morning over here today. All the negative vibes that I have been experiencing lately for this Oiler team, they honestly feel like they've been completely replaced with hope. Classic Oiler fan. Hope will never die. There's Oiler fans from all over the world, all over North America. We actually had one of our German friends in studio, in office this week. It's pretty great to see all the Oiler fans out, but as always, I'm joined by the number one Oilers fan, Gavin Turinek. Gavin, thank you for being here today with me.
Happy to be here.
I think we're the only two who didn't take the option on work today.
Yeah, we're definitely not avoiding the grind, but like you said at BORDZY, we're all excited. This is the time we turn this season around. It's Heritage Classic, baby. Let's have some fun today, and let's get a huge dub. Let's have some fun. Me and you have been saying it all afternoon here in the office. I'm just so jacked up. I'm so hyped up. I'm so excited to be at the game, experience it. Gavin and I will be boots on the ground at Commonwealth Stadium right after the show. We're actually getting a nice little escort over to Commonwealth Stadium. We will be, yes.
Not a police escort and not an escort in that sense, but we are going to get driven to the game. Going to be beautiful. And then just so you know, we will be coming back here in studio after the game to do Oilersnation After Dark. It'll probably be a little delayed because I assume that commute getting out of Commonwealth today will
be a journey for sure.
But I'm sure it'll be a little nuts, but
we will still have a show for the people, for you guys, so be sure to join us right after the game.
That's right. And God, I hope we're talking about a win.
We will be talking about Oilers win. We will be talking to it in existence.
So much positive energy. I see Hunter said, G baby, all capitals. Fire me up, kid. That's right, Gavin. Well, I think we're responsible here for getting everybody hyped up. But I don't even think
it's an exciting time in our city, man. Like I was at Commonwealth yesterday. Even the players themselves are jacked up to play in this game. You can just feel it in the room, inside the locker room. They're ready to go. We're ready to go. The entire city's ready to go. So let's have a day, Edmonton Oilers. Let's do it.
Yep. So as you just said, Gavin has a nice media credential. Shout out Daily Faceoff.
Yes, thank you,
Daily Faceoff. Gavin was boots on the ground at Commonwealth yesterday for a big day. I think everybody was watching to see what Connor McDavid hit.
That was definitely the talk.
Would look like.
Yes.
And it looked pretty good to me, actually. Do we have the clip? I think we have the clip right here.
I'll throw it up here.
Get a nice little look at Connor McDavid zipping around the ice out there.
He's for sure. Yeah, you look at a practice, like I was even talking with Gregor yesterday, like it's obvious McDavid always looks fast on the ice, but it seemed like he was pushing it a little bit extra just to see if he would be ready to go today. Obviously, he's feeling good, so I think he's definitely will be lacing it up come game time.
Connor McDavid with a little wind at his back. Tell me that guy gets even faster out there on the ice.
Yep,
let's go. But from that clip, I mean, I was pretty much refreshing Twitter all day yesterday.
I think all of Edmonton was 100%.
Waiting for them to take the ice to see what it was going to look like. And he looked pretty good, people. Now, there's nothing confirmed. Jay Woodcroft did say today that there's a couple game time decisions, but look at our boy right there. Like, do you think the captain of the Edmonton Oilers, the face of the NHL, is going to miss a game like this?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And obviously that was a first question that he was asked in the press conference yesterday. And he just said he felt good, but obviously he was going to wait and see how he woke up today after a full day of practice. And obviously we haven't heard anything negative yet. So like I said, I assume he will be lacing it up come puck drop.
Yeah, I have hope. Hope will never die. I've had hope all week. We've been making the like goal 97 all week long. So once again, people, if you're in the chat, please smash that like button. We need all the good juju we can muster
definitely
up for this team and for our Connor McDavid. But Gavin, so you were boots on the ground yesterday. Yep. I'm very curious. I was not there. It's been a big weekend. Whoever decided to put Halloween weekend and the NHL Heritage Classic in the same 3 days, I got a bone to pick with you because my body already hurts.
We still have one more day to go.
We got one more day to go.
Not over yet.
It was a rough morning this morning, but it's been one hell of a weekend. There's just the energy in Edmonton right now. But Gavin, you were there.
Yep.
Walk me through your day. What was it like there?
Yeah, it was awesome. We started the day in the press box. Obviously, we watched the entirety of the Oilers practice, and then after, like you see here on the screen, got to go down to the locker room. And man, credit to the Edmonton Oilers, credit to the NHL, because their locker room, it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal experience. As you see, our very own Zach Lane asking the other Zach some questions. Yeah. And no, and like I said earlier, great vibes all around the locker room. It was also their family skate too. So all the players were smiling ear to ear because they got to spend the entirety of the day with their families. So they're excited for this game. And that's why I'm very, very confident the Oilers pull out this win here today.
I think it's very cool to see, like, these are grown ass men. They're adults. They're millionaires, but they still have that little bit of childhood wisdom or whatever you want to call it out there. You see their eyes get lit up being out there on the ice. They want to be out there. They want to drink it all in. You said Stu had a helmet cam on yesterday?
He did. Yeah, for sure. I do have a photo here. I'll pull it up here briefly. Yeah. There's Stu. And man, what about those pads, man? Whoo!
The homage to the greats, the once great Edmonton Oiler Grant Fuhr. It is expected that it's going to be Stuart Skinner.
He is likely, even according to our Daily Faceoff website, he is likely to be between the pipes. And Jay Woodcroft kind of did hint at it yesterday in his presser. So I'm expecting Stuart Skinner to be between the pipes here today.
And with pads like that and a look like that, I mean, come on.
Let's just hope he puts it to good use, right?
You can't be showing me these pads for the past straight week if he doesn't go out there and hit the ice. Yes. I will be very upset.
And has a game and a half in them for sure.
And we've said it a million times. It's the hometown kid realm of this whole thing. I love it. I mean, it's cool enough to have a hometown kid starting goaltender for you in Rogers Place, but it's even cooler to do it outside for the Heritage Classic. I'm so jacked up for this game, man. I've been a lifelong Edmontonian for my whole life, and I went 2003 when the last Heritage Classic was here. Gavin, I'm sure you were a little bit younger.
Yeah, I was only 3 years old, so I did not make that. So this will be my first one here today.
I think I was 8, and I went to the practice before, but I never went to the game. But even just being at the practice as a kid, I have a lot of very good memories.
Well, you still remember it to this day, right? And that just shows how much the Heritage Classic means to each city that it represents. So I'm excited. I'm excited to experience my first one here as well.
And you know what I do remember probably most about that practice and whatnot? Was how bloody cold it was out there. It was so cold back then. It was almost borderline like not enjoyable to be out there to watch a practice.
Yep. And my parents would tell me stories. They couldn't even get a beer because it'd be frozen by the time they'd finish drinking it too. So yeah, we're kind of lucky today. And I know Waz kind of gave us a weather report here as well.
Yeah, I got a little treat for the viewers coming up in just a bit here. We might have Oilersnation reporter Matt Wozniak.
Live at Greta
on the ground. Once again, all of the nation team, the ones who aren't still working like we are, Gavin, addicted to the grind.
Always.
But they're all at Greta. I believe the bus probably would have it's probably rolling out right now.
For sure.
They had a great event going on there. I saw Mick Mullet there. I saw Banjo Guy there. I saw Tyler Remchuk there.
Oh, love it.
I saw Matt Wozniak, Oilersnation reporter. It looked like a very good time out there. They're all getting out there nice and early. So, hey, if you're out at Commonwealth, feel free to come say hi to the Nation crew. Come have a beer.
It's always a great time at Greta, and they take care of us there too. So Greta is definitely a place to be. If for whatever reason you can't make it to Commonwealth today, Greta is definitely the place to be.
And we may be coming back here to do the post-game show from the studio, but we're not going to shut it down on a night like that.
No, especially after the Oilers win tonight, we will be going to Greta.
I will see you at Greta, everybody. Don't you worry. There's one. Death, taxes, and Aaron Bordato in Greta. I think 3 guarantees that I know in life. But it's Sunday, Gavin. And guys like us, it's been a big day. It's been a Sunday football kind of day. I think that adds to the vibes of today, too. Like, it does. I was up so bright and early, ready to set my fantasy lineup and just everything ready to go. But your Dallas Cowboys, they They were able to pull
They
one
took care
out.
of business today, so I'm already in a good mood, but I want to make it 2 out of 2 teams winning today for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, man. Fantasy god today for sure.
He went off for me.
2 touchdowns, $150, double-digit receptions. What more can you ask for?
And the New England Patriots are one step closer to getting first overall pick in the draft.
Williams.
So let's go. Sounds like a successful weekend to me, baby. But one thing that I do want to kind of bring up. So like I said, in the last Heritage Classic, all I could really remember was the temperature. And right now, I mean, these windows are closed in front of me, but the sun is shining today. And it looks like it's going to be, I don't know, around 0, around 1 degree.
Yeah, we got lucky for sure.
For puck drop. And I know Edmonton is very well known for having some of the best ice in the NHL. But Mother Nature waits for no man, Gavin. So you were there.
Yep.
What did you hear about the ice conditions? And I don't know, what did you see?
Yeah, for sure. Well, ice looked good from a visual standpoint, but that was definitely the subject that a lot of reporters were asking the players was, how is the ice surface? And they even said it themselves that it's been up more. Like, it's been awesome to their standards for sure. So ice surface, nothing to be complaining about going into puck drop for sure.
Yep, that's right. Just looking in the chat here. You see, Gord said this was supposed to be a fun early season game. Rusty said, "Is this not a fun game? This is the funnest game,
man.
What are you talking about? This is the best."
Like, don't get me wrong. Both teams are going into this needing a win because obviously both teams are struggling going into the Heritage Classic. So whoever loses this game, Calgary, I'll just say Calgary, like the sky will be falling even more. So this is obviously a huge game for both these clubs.
Yep, it's going to be somebody has to walk out of here with a win. And it's not going well for Alberta hockey fans this season. That is very sure.
So far.
It's the worst day of your life. So far. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So how about now? It's time for the Sherwood Ford Giant storyline. And for me, and I know it's projected, but it's, Captain, my captain. Thank the Lord that Connor McDavid should be back tonight. I don't think there's any other bigger storyline than that in a game like this. When he went down just a week ago, 8 days ago, I think it was, on the Saturday game, I think everybody in Edmonton had this game. Dropped. We already had this game circled, but now I double circled it, and I had to check on Connor McDavid's health after every night, any updates, and it looks like he's going to take the ice tonight, and we'll be centering that first line. Gavin, do you have any other Sherwood Ford Giant storylines for this evening?
Yeah, I think just locking it down on defense as a whole, because we're coming into this game. I'm looking at the stat line here. We're right now allowing 4.29 goals per game, which ranks dead last in the NHL. So definitely locking it down on the defensive front. And that's all starting with Darnell Nurse, who is leading the Edmonton Oilers in ice time with 22 minutes. So just locking it down on defense as a whole. And that kind of translates to our penalty kill, because our penalty kill has been struggling as well. So locking it down on that front.
Yep, I see here, was it Dacky? He asked, boys, what's the status of the panic buttons tonight? I told you in the last one, I had the button out and my hand is over top of it.
It's on standby, I'll say.
It's on standby, but honestly, once again, I'm such a delusional Oilers fan because I was so negative on Thursday, and now I'm instantly just so filled with hope. And I'm like, no, man.
Everyone's definitely fired up for today.
I'm going to put the button away. I'm going to close the drawer. But no, I'm going to keep it next to me. We will be monitoring that. And I guess, hey, we'll update that again in Oilersnation After Dark. I see Rusty in here asked, and it's good because we have it. Did y'all see the fits the Oilers are wearing? Lol, I love them. Yeah, Gavin, can you pull it up here? We got this. If you haven't seen so far how the Oilers showed up to Commonwealth Stadium today, I can't get enough of this. They're in full coveralls.
They mean business rolling in like
hard hats. That's Berta, baby. That's so good, man. This visual.
That's the way to do it.
I did not expect to see this today.
No, when you showed me this video, like right before we went live, I'm like, oh my God, that is a cherry on top.
And I'm curious, if they did ever like that, I don't know, it looked like they had 2 players per whatever ride.
Whatever you want to call that, side by side.
Yeah, whatever you want to call that thing. I wonder how many of those they had just cycling in and out. But I love that commitment to that.
Awesome.
See, that's just the fun that you see the players get to have with this event. I'm sure they wouldn't have done that if they didn't want to. It adds to the pageantry, if you will. It just makes it so much more fun. But as I mentioned, I have a little special treat. So before we get into the Oilers lineup today, I've got a special report from our guy, Waz the weatherman. Waz?
BORDZY, I'm outside of Greta right now, downtown Edmonton, and it's beautiful. Clear skies. I don't seem to see a single cloud. The sun is shining. It's perfect conditions for the ODR. You know, I'd go down to the ODR with my buddies back in the day, and this would be perfect, except, you know, they wouldn't really pass me the puck. But it's going to be around, 0 degrees, freezing temperature for the Heritage Classic. It'll be a little chilly, but not too bad, honestly. It's going to be a great time, and right now I've got the sun beaming on my face. I feel like I can't wait. You can't wait. Back to you, BORDZY.
What a report from our man Woz, live at Greta.
Matt Wozniak,
Oilersnation meteorologist,
so
love
many
to
talents.
see it. Awesome.
I love Woz. I said this to him yesterday over a couple of beers we were having. I was like, dude, you think you could whip me up a nice 60-second weather report?
We got a 35 seconds, so halfway there, but it still got the job done, and he gave the people what they wanted.
Exactly. You got the breakdown, so it's the sun is out. It's shining in his eyes. The sun is out. Thank you. Can confirm. Thank you, Woz. I love it. Dak here says, Woz on location. I love it. Dukes. Oh, my God. It's Nation Woz. I tell you, man.
In all caps, yeah.
Gavin, you know this too. When we go out for beers, whatever, at Greta or wherever we go,
yep.
Woz has got to be the most famous celebrity here at the Nation. It's almost baffling how many people come up to him and are, oh my God, it's the Oilersnation TikTok guy.
Yeah, it's his personality, man. It is so infectious. Love it. And I'm glad that Woz gave us that video.
Yeah, Larissa says it here. Woz is the best. Woz is the best.
He is.
Best Woz report ever.
We need a weather with Woz every game. For sure. Seriously. I couldn't agree more.
I think I'm just gonna start getting Woz to do special reports for me on the show and on After Dark. So I got a couple ideas brewing, and I think I'm gonna get Woz a little bit more involved with this. Everybody loves Woz, but with that, why don't we take a look at the Edmonton Oilers lineup? And it is presented by Sherwood Ford, the Giant. Of course, they're the best. Dealer Raters 2023, Dealer of the Year 2023, Consumer Satisfaction Award winner. They are the best. They've got some excellent, great things coming up with Sherwood Marine and Power Sport too. We'll dig into that the further we go. So as we look here, my eye goes to one thing and one thing only when I see this lineup, and it's big old 97 right down the middle of the ice.
Right where he should be.
Such a refreshing sight to see.
Welcome back.
He will be allegedly rolling with Leon Draisaitl and Warren Foegele. Now, I got to say, I love seeing Jay Woodcroft reward arguably the Oilers' best forward so far this season. One of, I'd say, he's probably a top 3. He's up there. I don't know about best, but he's been buzzing all over the ice. I love you, Matthias Janmark, but you're not really a first-line talent for me. Warren Foegele, with the way he's been playing, I'm really happy to see him there. Gavin, where do you come out on that?
Yeah, for sure. And that's honestly what Jay Woodcroft really alluded to in his press conference yesterday, too. He was asked about Warren Foegele's play, and you said it right there. He is arguably one of our best forwards, one of our more consistent forwards throughout the entirety of the NHL season thus far. So I'm glad Woody is continuing to reward him. And like I said, he alluded to it in his presser yesterday. So I can see him being in that top 6 role until he proves otherwise.
Yep. At this point, I love you, Matthias Janmark. I'll keep saying it, but it was the last game. I said we had a cross ice chance from Dry to Matthias Janmark, and he kind of flubbed on the puck. And all I could think was, what a more legit top 6 winger. Bury that goal, and I hate to say it, but I do think that is the case. But hey, Janmark, you're still in the lineup. You're still apparently wearing number 26. I know that's not fact, but we got that. So line 2 is Evander Kane, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Zach Hyman. This is a second line that I absolutely love.
You and me both.
I feel like this one is one that should be driving the play. We keep bringing up, I want to see the Nuge really drive play from the middle of the ice. If he's going to be playing center, I do sometimes think Nuge is a better winger than a centerman, but hey, let's roll him out there. Let's see what he can do. What do you think of that grouping tonight?
Yeah, I love that. I love that second line as well. And honestly, you're talking about Nuge driving that second line, and he has shown on countless times that he can drive his own line. He put up over 100 points last year, obviously. So I think he's going to be just fine quarterback in that second line. And Evander Kane is really coming into his own the last couple of games. He's throwing the body more, and like we're trying to get him to do like throughout our After Dark talks. And Hyman's been Hyman. His Mr. Consistent, park in front of the net, score a greasy goal for us today. Love that second line as well.
I've been, we were probably leading complainers on it for Evander Kane. We just weren't seeing what we really wanted from him so far this season. And then it just kind of snapped in and he's starting to perform. And he's a big time player, and big time players make big time plays in big time games. And tonight, the spotlight is out on this from across the hockey world. I expect big things from Evander Kane, physicality wise, forecheck wise, goal scoring wise. I think he's going to have a big night. And I think it's going to be a fun night. I see my buddy Kyle Buxton in the chat here. Shout out you, Bucky. He said, it's going to be a fun night. That's right. It's been a great weekend. We're going to cap this thing off with another fantastic night. And hopefully we can really start to turn this Oilers season around, because things
starts tonight.
Things have not been going great. But hey, we said that it was after tonight was going to be our real assessment of what we know about this Oilers team. Yes, it hasn't been good so far, but a good performance tonight could go a long way. The third line, we look again. It's the boys. It's the energy line. It's Dylan Holloway, Ryan McLeod, and Connor Brown. They have still yet to produce, I'm pretty sure, but they are always on the ice, buzzing around, forechecking. They're that energy line in your bottom six that you're looking for.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like Dylan Holloway, he's that kind of player that we've seen on countless occasions, that he's going out there and he is making a difference. He's not scared to throw the body around, and he's generating scoring chances. Obviously has not showed up on the score sheet yet, but I think he's going to get rewarded here in the near future. Yeah,
so I once again want to stress that Jay Woodcroft says there are multiple game time decisions. So these are only speculated lineups. Once again, we're doing the show an hour earlier. Well, because me and Gavin need to go to the game. Down there. We need to go have a little bit of fun ourselves. But duty calls. Duty calls. We are here to hang out with you and get you all set for the game. But at least the news that I've noticed from these projections, it's going 12-6, because on the fourth line, we see Adam Ernie, Matthias Janmark, and Derek Ryan, which allegedly means Vinny Desharnais is out of the lineup tonight. Now, I don't know about you, Gavin. I'm a huge believer, and I love 11-7, mostly because it means more Connor McDavid and more Leon Draisaitl. But in a night like tonight, I don't know. I do like the physicality that Vinny Desharnais brings to the lineup. And I don't know, 7 minutes of Adam Ernie. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. Where do you come out on that?
And that's what I was just going to allude to. You mentioned like Adam Ernie playing 7 minutes, when I would rather kind of give that ice
Pre-game
time. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And just giving that extra time to McDavid, and said, like, I don't really see why you're giving Adam Ernie those minutes, but Vinny would have been nice having the lineup today, like you said, to show that physicality. But at the same time, I'll trust Woody. I'll trust his process, and we'll see how it goes tonight.
In Woody we trust, baby. In Woody we trust. So that's kind of the only change to the decor. But once again, we see it. It's Matthias Ekholm and Philip Broberg. They'll be going together for a second straight game. I thought Philip Broberg had a pretty good game last game, besides the visual of him getting his ankles absolutely snapped in half by Lafreniere. But I'm going to choose to brush past that one. What did you think of his last game? And what do you think of him being paired with Matthias Ekholm, the wise Viking?
Yeah, I think he's kind of coming to his own, because I believe Phil Broberg is only, like, people forget, he's only played 77 career NHL games. So he's still trying to find his footing, and playing him with a guy like Matthias Ekholm, I think is showing him the ropes and kind of not make him panic as much with the puck. Because that's one thing I feel Broberg has struggled with at times. He rushes a play, he doesn't really read the play, and he panics and just makes an error pass. So I think pairing him with a guy like Matthias Ekholm is just going to do nothing but great things for him.
Calm it down. Just calm it down back there. Let everybody take a deep breath. And then, of course, we see Evan Bouchard on the third pairing. I did not see that coming in the preseason, but here we are a couple games into the season. I honestly thought Evan Bouchard, he probably had his best game of the season last game.
I agree.
Playing on the third pairing, because he still gets his power play time. He still gets to do his thing, but that might be where we're going to see Evan Bouchard for a couple more games here before he can kind of get his confidence back, right?
No, exactly. So, and like you alluded to there too, so him playing on the third pairing, and he did play his best game there. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like you said, he's still going to get his power play time. And we all know, like Bouchard, I'm not going to say he's been a liability on the back end, but that's definitely not his strong suit. His strong suit is his offensive upside, playing him on the power play. So I think just like putting him in the position to succeed.
I am going to say he's a liability.
Okay. I was trying to be a little more positive, but
absolutely fair to say.
Totally fair.
I saw it in here just a minute ago. I see a couple people flying in. But it was Blake here. He said, got to get Lavoie up here. Two goals and an assist and a fight last night. Great tilt too, by the way, Gavin. I don't know if you saw it, but I did. It was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet to see Raph get in like that. Who doesn't love a good Gordie Howe hat trick? And I mean, yeah, I don't hate that take, Blake. I've been an Adam Ernie supporter, but I don't know. It's just maybe it's Jay Woodcroft. When you're playing, it's like Clem Costin last year. Exactly. He would do great things, but he plays 7 or 8 minutes a game, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what you can really do with that for those minutes. Maybe I would like a nice young guy in. Last year, we saw Dylan Holloway get very limited ice time. Then he got sent back down. It was kind of a little
dealing with an injury down there as well.
Back and forth. But then this year, Dylan Holloway, I feel like that limited ice time he got last year has definitely helped him this season because he looks like way more of an NHL player.
Definitely.
I see Owen asked, is McDavid back? Owen, we don't know yet for sure. We should know probably like 30 minutes before puck drop.
I would say 99% yes. Based on what I was hearing yesterday in the press conference, would he sound confident? McDavid, and just the way he was speaking about it, he believes he will be in the lineup. Obviously, he's feeling how he's going to be feeling like waking up this morning, but I would say 99% chance he slots in today.
I see Nathan here said Vinny should be in over Broberg just because it's probably going to be a little rough. I do. It's a Battle of Alberta kind of game. I want my big dogs in there, but hey, I guess like I don't know. I'm playing Philip Broberg over Vinny Desharnais. Vinny is my 7th defenseman. Broberg is my. I guess he's in the top 4. I guess he's not even that far down, but the idea of having Vinny out there tonight would be good. I like seeing Vinny put a couple of cross checks into guys' spines.
Totally. Like you said too, I would have liked this maybe to go 11-7 today, but I guess we'll see how it goes tonight.
Yep, just catching up. Reading more in the chat. Bleed orange and blue. Respect, brother. He said that third line has been just haven't scored. I think he meant to say great in there. I'm going to put words in your mouth there.
And they haven't found the score sheet per se, but like I said, Dylan Holloway is still making a difference out there each shift. So yeah, I think they will get rewarded sometime here.
And I'm curious too, Oiler fans, let me know in the chat, what have you thought of Connor Brown in his last couple of games here? Because while it still hasn't been perfect and everything that I thought I was promised of Connor Brown, the last 2 games, I think I'm starting to see a little bit of difference in Connor Brown.
Yeah, he's kind of getting his feet back.
He's moving his legs. He's getting in the play. You see him in front of the net. I set that visual of the last game, and his red hair all over his face. So he was getting face washed by in front of the goalie. I like to see that from Connor Brown. So let me know what some of you have thought of him. I'd say in just this past week, because as we know, it didn't start out.
It did not start the way Edmonton Oilers fans expected him in the top 6, but obviously he missed like a huge duration due to his injury. So I know Oilers fans were hoping that he'd step in and be a huge addition right from the get-go, but for Connor Brown, it might take a little bit more time than we expected. So
yep, that's right. I see Joel said, clean up everything from in front of the net, rush the opposition coming in our neutral zone, play hard against the boards, win battles. That's how we win tonight. Buddy, go call up Jay Woodcroft right now because that's getting me fired up. I couldn't agree more.
Get on that whiteboard in the locker room.
Clear the front of the net has been my theme all season long. No easy goals. So let's hope we're going to get something with that. People in here, Brown had a slow start, steadily improving. He'll get his goal, and it'll be a big one. It would be big to get one today for him. That would be a pretty good monkey off the back. I'd like to see Dylan Holloway get one today, too.
Me too.
I'd like to see anyone get one today. Larissa said Brown looks like he's getting his feet in the NHL. It will take some time. Yep, that's right. He's just getting his timing back. Rusty says it. I think everybody agrees with it. We're starting to see the wheels in motion for Connor Brown, and things are happening. So once again, these are just suggested lineups. They are expected. They're not confirmed, but our starting goaltender matchup, courtesy of Montorio Homes. At Montorio Homes, you can build your dream home your way without breaking the bank. Work with a reputable and accredited home builder who believes your dream home should be affordable without compromising on quality or personalization. So once again, let me know in the chat if you guys hear any news, if you guys can scan Twitter for me. It's hard for me to multitask. But we believe it's going to be Jacob Markstrom versus Stuart Skinner in the net. And as we said earlier, you can't tease me with Stuart Skinner pads for an entire week straight and not put him in the net. So I will be very upset if it's not Stuart Skinner Gavin, but it looks like it is. Where do you
Yes.
come out on Stu over Jack?
Yeah, so in the press conference yesterday, Woodcroft, funny enough, actually was asked about Stuart Skinner's pads, and Jay Woodcroft responded with, well, he better put them to good use today. So based on that comment alone, I think Stuart Skinner will be between the pipes.
Yep. Okay, so that's why we got Gavin and Zach laying boots on the ground. Okay, they're getting the information firsthand that nobody else can. Actually, a lot of insiders can, but the whole NHL world is gathered here in Edmonton. It's actually pretty sweet. Like yesterday too, getting a little off topic, but there was a nice NHL event at Midway, and I did not make it, but boy, oh boy, did it look like a good time.
Our Kells were there
for the
too.
Nation crew. It was Arkells live. I know our boy Tyler Remchuk. He had a couple last night. That is for sure. So I don't know. It hasn't been, as you see on your screen there, the numbers for Stu.
Yeah, the numbers on both sides.
2-1 with a 3.93 GAA and an 8.46 save percentage. It has not been the start that we've been looking for, but a big performance tonight would go a long way, I think, for Stu's confidence and for this fan base's confidence, right, Gavin?
No, for sure. And like obviously then and you see here on the screen, the numbers aren't pretty, but like you mentioned earlier too, hometown kid under the lights at Commonwealth, a win today, confidence will skyrocket through the roof for Stuart Skinner.
Yep, and I love you, Jack Campbell, but I keep saying it all the time. Stuart Skinner is my 1A until I see Jack Campbell string 5 games in a row together, because that's been very few and far between in his Edmonton tenure. So I like the idea if we're going with Stuart Skinner. It kind of sucks that we are doing this an hour earlier, because it would be right around now is when we would be getting the information. But it looks like it's going to be Jacob Markstrom is the expected starter for the Flames tonight. You see his numbers there, 1-4-1 with a 267 goals against and a 906 save percentage. So it's been a rough season so far for the Flames, and I guess Jacob Markstrom's record. But when you look at those numbers, I don't know. I say anything above a 9 for me. Anything that starts with a 2 and starts with a 9, I feel like is a pretty good statistic.
I definitely would take those numbers for any Oilers goaltender right now. Obviously, Markstrom's not getting rewarded in the win department, but yeah, like those numbers aren't horrible, but they do struggle keeping the puck out of their own net and kind of previewing our bets. That's why I maybe like the over here tonight.
Ooh, that's right.
Little teaser.
And we're going to be boots on the ground. You think I'm betting the under?
No. Especially the Heritage Classic. Life's too short.
Exactly. But Markstrom, he's seen it all from the Edmonton Oilers. It doesn't matter whether he's on the Canucks, on the Flames, in the playoffs, or now outdoors on an outdoor rink. I love how Waz brought up that this would be great outdoor rink weather, and I wouldn't get past the puck.
Yeah, he threw that little
jab in there. But Jacob Markstrom, he's seen it all from the Edmonton Oilers, so I don't think there'll be anything new for him. He's been burned by Connor McDavid several times before.
Once or twice for sure.
I think we all have one specific memory in our brains. What do you think of Markstrom so far this season and kind of his history with the Edmonton Oilers?
Well, obviously we have Markstrom's number, kind of alluding to that playoff run that we had 2 years ago. And like I kind of mentioned too, Markstrom just has not been awarded in the win department this year, and kind of based on what Flames reporters have been saying, he's been okay this season, but they have just not gotten that puck luck, so to speak.
Yep, that's very fair. I see Nova said, off to the game. See you, boys. Hey,
we'll see you there.
I'll see you there.
Damn
that's
right.
Right. I'm so excited to get down there. I didn't get to go yesterday, so I'm like giddy.
The NHL did a very, very good job.
Yeah, describe the locker room to me as well, because it's the Elks locker room that they're in.
Yep, it's the Elks locker room. So they walk in. Obviously, they have like their whole sticks, and then they each got custom locker room headlines, like their nameplates, everything. They did a phenomenal job. It's really spacious too, and like I was kind of hearing rumblings about the Flame side. I'll just say we have home field advantage at Commonwealth Stadium.
Nice. I love it.
I've heard complaints from the Flame side of things based on their locker room that it's extremely, extremely crammed. So we have that advantage going into tonight.
Nice. Good. Sure. Let's cut all the hot water to their locker room too. Let's make them just take the coldest showers possible and then go outside in the, I think 0 degree temperatures is what we're kind of looking at today. I know Waz, the weatherman, gave us his report earlier. I don't know if he necessarily has his meteorology degree. I think he just kind of went with that the sun was in his face at the time of the recording. That's my Waz guy right there. Salty Dylan said their coveralls looked great. And that's so sick. I can't get enough of that. But with that, we might be going through this episode a little quicker today, as me and Gavin do want to get our commute on. So how about let's take a look at the Calgary Flames lineup, and that is presented to you by Greta Bar-Yeg, baby. We just said it as well. The boys, the team, and the girls. I think Kennedy was there. They were all at Greta, getting ready to roll out for the game. I know a lot of people were there watching football all day today. Then there's a bus that's taking them there. There will be a bus taking everybody back to Greta after the game is finished to have a couple beers, wind down. Quite the awesome weekend here in Edmonton. So Greta, make sure to get out there. And hey, if you're not going to Commonwealth, I see Rusty. Oh wait, Rusty, I don't think you can commute to Greta. I don't think that's physically possible for you. But hey, if you are in Edmonton, head on down to Greta, get a couple beers in you. I can tell you from experience, watching a game at Greta is pretty sweet.
It's electric for sure. And like I mentioned earlier, they take care of us there. Greta's great.
Yes, they do. Great
Absolutely
food,
fantastic.
great everything. But as you see on your screen, the Calgary Flames projected lineup. Once again, we don't know for sure. And we see on our top line, it's Jonathan Huberdeau with Nazem Kadri and Matt Coronado. It's been a rough start to the season for both Alberta teams. I can't lie, I am a little jealous of the Flames' 2-5-1 record, but hey, the struggles for the Calgary Flames, they start up top as their number one centerman, Nazem Kadri.
1 point for Kadri.
He has
the
one
first 8
assist
games.
in 8 games. Those numbers aren't that explains why you have the record that you do. It's been a disappointing start for him. Once again, Jonathan Huberdeau, who's been a huge topic of conversation ever since he was traded for Matthew
because his new
Tkachuk.
contract kicked in this year too.
Yep. I mean, I don't necessarily want to use the words disappoint, but I think that is fair to say. He has disappointed Calgary Flames
I believe
fans.
only 4 points throughout the first 8 games for Huberdeau.
4 points in 8 games for him so far. Gavin, what do you think of those two players? I mean, we've seen them produce. We've seen Huberdeau get 100 points before. We know the type of player Nazem Kadri is. Do you think this is just a rut and they'll get out of it?
I would say maybe for Kadri, yeah.
But I agree. I was going to say,
I would
think
say maybe for
Kadri.
Kadri, but based on what we've seen from Huberdeau throughout the last 82 games last year leading into this year, I just don't think he's a point per game guy anymore. Obviously, last year was a huge disappointment, and this year he has 4 points in 8 games, like we were saying. So I think Huberdeau right now is that kind of player. I just think like he's maybe a half a point guy now going forward. But Kadri, I just think it could be a rut for Kadri. He might get out of it, but I don't think Huberdeau.
Yeah, I think this might just be who Jonathan Huberdeau is now. And maybe, hey, I'm not saying for sure, but maybe when he was on the Florida Panthers, those numbers were a little juiced up because of the players he was playing with. You know, a nice little Alexander Barkov. We know the Panthers put up points. They had a great power play before, too. I mean, I still believe in the guy because, like, I feel like you can't just straight up lose your skill that
and
fast.
And the thing about Huberdeau, he had the biggest drop-off in points in NHL history. So I don't know. Like, it's tough to say, but honestly, I just don't, like you alluded to, maybe it's his line mates who in Florida transitioning to Calgary. And last year, a lot of the blame was Daryl Sutter blame, right? But he can't use that anymore. He does not have that scapegoat in Calgary anymore. So I just think Huberdeau, he's just that kind of player now. He might put up like 55 points this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's very fair. Moving along the lineup, we see the second line of Dryden Hunt with Elias Lindholm and Dylan Dubé. Elias Lindholm has been their high point man so far this season.
Definitely the bright spot of this Calgary
as he
Flames
has
team.
6 points in 8 games. That guy always shows up. I really like Lindholm. I've always thought he's a really good player. He's a guy you can kind of plug and play all over your lineup too. He's just sick. I don't want to compliment Calgary Flames players, but I got to be fair and call a spade a spade. He's pretty good. What do you think about him, Gavin?
No, he's a good player. And like I just said, too, he's definitely the lone bright spot in this Calgary Flames roster as of right now. He's leading the team in points. So that's probably my player to watch on the Flames team going into today.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but he still does not have a contract, right?
Elias Lindholm, I believe so, yes.
I believe that things are still some murky waters in Calgary right now. It's a little dark days. We did see Nikita Zadorov had a quote earlier this week where he said, quote, "I just want to apologize to our fans. We're playing like shit right now." I love that he was direct and to the point. Hey, I'm sure the fans actually appreciate that, but maybe just go out there and fix it on the ice. Continuing further down the lineup, Andrew Mangiapane with Michael Backlund and Blake Coleman. That's a third line I do like. I hate Michael Backlund because he's I've had to look at his face for so many years playing against the Oilers. But that is a guy I would like to have on my team. He's pretty good. I like Blake Coleman. Mangiapane's had a good start to the season. Then the more we look down, fourth line of AJ Greer, Yegor Sharangovich, and Walker Dewar. Then we look on the defense. They will be without Rasmus Andersson because I guess running Patrick Laine
in the dying seconds of a game,
closing seconds of a hockey game is a scumbag move. Who would have known that?
Very much so.
If you didn't see the hit, he absolutely blew Laine up. And the game was over. It was a bad look. It was a greasy move. Was not a big fan of it.
No.
But as you see there, your top pairing of Noah Hannafin with Mackenzie Weegar. And it's Ilya Solyevov with Chris Tanev. Sorry, I butchered that name. Then Nikita Zadorov with Dennis Gilbert. Noah Hannafin and Mackenzie Weegar. That's a pretty good pairing up there. Mackenzie Weegar, once again, in the Matthew Tkachuk trade.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good return in general for them. I remember
on paper it was at the time for sure.
Last season, I got to be honest, when we knew that like the trade was going to come and they were going to lose Johnny and they were probably going to lose Tkachuk, and then I saw the return that they got.
Yeah,
I was genuinely pretty pissed because I thought it was good.
Like, at the time, I thought the Flames won that trade with the Florida Panthers, but hindsight 2020 now, not the case.
Yeah, exactly. I really like Chris Tanev on the D. There's Zadorov as well, but I don't know. The thing with me for the Calgary Flames, call me a hater if you want. I obviously am. I'm a lifelong Edmontonian. But for me, this team is just so stuck in the mud, I guess, in my opinion.
Well, and they're stuck between do we rebuild? Do we not rebuild?
Exactly.
And that's what the thing is with this Calgary Flames team. Some analysts picked them to make the playoffs, others in the bottom of the barrel. Like you said there too, they're kind of stuck in the middle, and it's just kind of a weird situation all around for this Calgary Flames hockey team.
I just think you look at that lineup, like it's not necessarily bad.
It's not San Jose Sharks bad, but at the same time, you're not top of the Pacific.
I don't know if I'm definitely not using the word great. And I kind of feel like they just simply don't have enough top end talent to kind of win and get along to a Final Four in the league. Because what we've noticed this last couple of years, it's star players that are carrying teams. And if you don't have a Cale Makar or a Nathan McKinnon or whatever, it's not necessarily going to happen. But once again, I am a Flames hater. Call me what you must. Let me just catch up in the chat here. Looking at a couple people here. The game is at 5. Yes, the game is at 5 today.
Yes.
That's why we're doing this very early. After dark, it'll be dark, right? It'll be dark outside.
Yeah, by then, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Kadri isn't a first-line guy, second liner at best. Jeremy, I totally agree with that.
Couldn't agree more.
That's very fair. Honestly, I feel like Lindholm is more of a first-line guy than Nazem Kadri. So
especially this year.
Maybe they've just flip-flop with that. Salty Dylan said, make no mistake, Flames are coming into play spoiler for Edmonton's weekend. It's going to be a tough one. Yep, totally agree with that. I'm not saying to take the Flames lightly in any way, shape, or form. Beggars can't be choosers, okay? We are lower in the standings than them. We are having a worse season. So we got to become
for sure. And
fired up.
And every game against the Flames is a hard-fought battle because 3 in the last 4 games against this Calgary Flames team have been decided by 1 goal. So I'm expecting a close hockey game here tonight.
I see Rusty, the complete opposite of what we just said. I can't wait for the Flames, capital L in there, to miss the playoffs, but not be bad enough for a top pick. Hockey purgatory for the next decade, please. Yep, that's exactly the point I was kind of just making. I feel like that's going to be, I don't know, the merry-go-round that Flames fans are going to be on for a while. Hey, I see Genesis here. Said, give me those bets, Gavin. I need rent. You know what?
They're coming.
Hey, that might be the perfect segue for our Betway 19 plus. Please play responsibly. BORDZY bankroll segment. But first, Gavin, you got a couple stats for me.
I do. I'll throw them up here on the screen. So coming into today, both teams have struggled to keep the puck out of their all net all season. The Flames are allowing 3.5 goals per game, which is 25th in the NHL. On the other side, like we were kind of talking through the entirety of the show, and there's actually my storyline of the game. The Oilers are allowing 4.29 goals per game, which ranks dead last in the NHL. The Oilers have won 6 of the last 7 games against the Calgary Flames. And like I just mentioned too, about 30 seconds ago, 3 of the last 4 games against the Flames have been decided by 1 goal. So I'm expecting a really close one again here tonight. And going over to the D end, Bouchard has hit over 2.5 shots in 3 straight games. Obviously, quarterback in the power play. He finds that puck and fires it on net. And throughout the entirety of the season, Bouch is averaging 3.57 shots on goal per 60.
Those are good numbers right there, people. So without further ado, if you're new here, it's time for Bordzy's Bankroll, where we're going to give you 3 bets that Gavin and I like tonight. Gavin, can you make a quick YouTube poll?
Yes.
And we're going to throw it in there. I would like you all to vote on this with me, and we're going to squad ride today, baby. So your first choice is over 6.5 total goals. That is at currently minus 115. Then we didn't want to get too crazy with this one today. We want to keep it nice and simple. It's just Oilers to win on the money line. It's minus 150. That line might be switching back and forth right now, because I know lots of people like myself are trying to get in their last minute bets. And then our third one, the quarterback, the man himself, old man Bouch, sending back his soup at a deli. Evan Bouchard over 2.5 shots on goal at plus 115. I like the Evan Bouchard shot prop, man.
I like the paleo on it too, and the plus 115. Like, you can't go wrong with that. Obviously, the Oilers to win isn't a juicy payout. Like, I was debating the puck line, but like I mentioned, 3 to the last 4 games have been decided by 1 goal, so I'm not really ready for that sweat. I like the over 2. Life's too short, especially on Heritage Classic Day, so I'm probably leaning more towards the over and the Bouch shot prop, but it's Sunday. I'm riding Evan Bouchard plus 115. I just like the payout on that. And like I said, 3 straight games he's hit it.
Yeah, I like going smart with just Oilers money line. Let's not get too crazy. Let's not get greedy tonight. And then as I say that at the same time, I'm like, I should bet all 3 of these.
I will be, yeah. Anyways.
It's the hope. I got a fresh cup of Kool-Aid going right now, because I've got all the hope in the world again. If I see Connor McDavid hit that ice tonight, just catching up in the chat, I see Kyle Buxton said, Bordsy, I'll buy you a drink at the game. Bucky, text me when you're on your way to the game. I will always let you buy me a beer. And once again, we won't be getting too silly, because we will be coming back here to the studio to do Oilersnation After Dark.
To break down an Edmonton Oilers win.
Damn right, Gavin. Damn right. I see in the chat right now, in the poll, it looks like Oilers to win is currently leading with 50% of the bets. Second place is over 6.5. 20% is Bouch shot prop.
Yeah, let's get back on track tonight.
I think
we missed the last couple.
Yeah, we really have.
I'm getting shut out last
and
game.
we've been so close.
I know. So today's the day.
I see Colby is new here because he said, go Bruins. Wrong YouTube chat there, Colby.
Hey, thanks for stopping by though, Colbs.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Man.
Drop the like. We appreciate it. We got 120 of you in here. Getting set for the game. Mike D said, keep in mind with it being a little chilly, they may not be as physical and there may not be as many penalties. Well, I would love to see that, because I've been seeing the Oilers take some pretty dumb penalties so far this season. Like Rusty said, honestly, all 3 of these should hit. Oilers W 5-2. I didn't need to hear that, Rusty. I love your optimism, and I'm feeling so optimistic today myself. Battle of the basement happening today. Hopefully Oilers get a good win. That's right, Magic Meat Bag. Someone has to walk out of here with a dub tonight. You can't tie in the NHL anymore. So God, I hope we win. Gavin, anything else that you think we've missed so far talking about this game? We showed the Oilers, we showed McDavid, we showed their sweet overall outfits coming into Commonwealth today. I'm so excited to get down there. But were you down on the field yesterday?
I was. Yep, I was. Walking over to the press conference area. It's amazing. I honestly can't do it justice. You got to see yourself, Bordsy, but it's an amazing. The NHL did a great job setting all this up. And if any of you guys are going down to the arena, you guys will be pleasantly surprised. They did a fantastic job over there.
Yeah, I do think I'm going to be, I believe I'm sitting up in the upper bowl with all the true fans, with all the real pre-gamers up there. So, hey, if you see me, come say hi. We'll be with the whole nation crew. Yep. We'll probably be very noticeable. I think there's there's a lot of us. There's a whole bus, that's for sure. So it's going to be a good time. I see Genesis said in here, empty the clip, Bordsy. That's right. I might start spraying on that Betway board. I also have somebody in here that said we should do the boosts on bet $sign. No, all we use is Betway here at the Nation because we are loyal supporters and you should too. But
I think Oilers to win is the winner in the poll today.
Only responsibly, and if you're 19 plus, kids, put your parents' phones down. Don't be hammering bets. But okay, so we're closing it there.
Yep, closing it. Oilers money line, lock it in.
Lock it in. Oilers to win just on the money line. I believe it's currently -115. We'll see. We're not getting greedy tonight, people, but we're looking for a dub. We're going to try and make this happen.
I think it's going to be a close hockey game today,
into existence. Kimberly said, Domit, can you show the lines again?
Yeah, 100%.
We'll throw them up here for the Edmonton Oilers. Once again, projected. I've only said this 100 times so far, but we don't know for sure if Connor will be playing. But by how fast he was skating on the ice and everything Jay Woodcroft said, I think it's pretty safe to assume he will be out there. Genesis, I love all you guys in the chat. You guys are the best.
They are the best.
I really hope to see some of you. If some of you are at the game tonight, please come say hi. It's gonna be a good one, Gavin. It's gonna be a good one. Just checking as well right now because me and you have been sitting in here for roughly an hour. We got to check some Sunday scores. But it's been such a good sports day today, dude.
And it's going to keep getting better and better.
Sunday is just so far my favorite day of the week.
Right now, the Broncos are upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs. What?
14-9? Holy. The Bengals are beating the Niners 14-10. Let me know in the chat who your team is. And if you're having a good week, a bad week, let me know if you were a Kirk Cousins fan. You should probably pour one out for my guy.
I was going to say pour one out for Captain Kirk over there in Mini.
Captain Kirk, I'm sorry, buddy. I won't actually pour one out, but Kirk Cousins looks like he tore his Achilles tendon today. Yeah. So
it was non-contact too. So you know that's never good. Never good.
You never want to see that. And I love Kirk, man.
Especially watching that quarterback.
Dude, he was second quarterback.
He was awesome.
He's such a good, normal
He is.
father.
And his wife dresses him. It's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, and that sweet chain video of him on the
I was
airplane.
just going to say, and the team dresses him as well. When they put 800 chains around his neck to weigh him down with 50 pounds. It was sick.
Oh, I see a fly eagles fly in the chat. Oh, man.
Eagles fly. I hate Philadelphia. So.
Yes, Steven, I'm a Cowboys fan.
And the Philadelphia 76ers took down the Raptors yesterday.
Yep.
Don't like to see that. Nick Nurse got his revenge, former Raptors head coach. I hated that. I mean, I know
Nick you're a big basketball guy.
Don't get me wrong. I love Nick Nurse. He brought a championship to that city, this country. But I'm a what have you done for me lately guy, and you're dead to me now, Nick Nurse. So I think that might be it. We might shut her down here with 52 minutes past the hour because Gavin and I
we're heading
hop in a ride to get down to Commonwealth to be boots on the ground, take it all in, get a couple suds in us.
Yeah, if anyone sees us, and don't be scared to come say hi.
Yeah,
for sure.
Or buy me a beer.
Or both, for sure.
I don't bite, and I like Canadian. So there you go. I'd really appreciate that. Want to give one final shout out to all of our awesome sponsors: Sherwood Ford the Giant, Montorio Homes, Greta Bar Yegg, and Betway. We're going to become rich men tonight, Gavin. I can feel it in my bones right now.
Especially because if people bet Edmonton Oilers money line, it's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good one. Gavin, I want to say thank you to you for being the only one who still wanted to come in and work with me today.
You and us together, AB.
And
all season long.
We're going to be back here once again for Oilersnation After Dark. That one will be a little delayed. Maybe check
keep an eye on
Twitter
social media for
or
sure.
my Twitter. I'll get Waz to tweet something out as well, probably. We'll give you an update. We also might tease this. We'll see. I might be getting an old friend to come join us on Oilersnation After Dark tonight. Ooh. And I'll just give you a hint. He's an old friend from the first season of Oilersnation After Dark. And usually it was only you, me, and this other person, Gavin. So I think it's probably pretty obvious.
I hope that people can get it from that.
He is a Los Angeles Chargers fan, and the Chargers will also be playing during the game today. So I think it's going to be
definitely a lot to talk about.
Big sports night for our man who will remain nameless. So hopefully it's a surprise. But thank you, everybody, for being in the chat.
Enjoy the game, guys.
Enjoy the game.
It'll be a fun
one.
Go
Oilers. And let's make memories today, baby.
Let's do it.
I'll see you in Oilers Nation After Dark in just a couple hours. Good luck. Talk in a bit.
See you guys after.